at the HQ. The team is doing a bit of work and some errands around the base. Zone's standing at the front lobby. She hears,
"Here you are, Zone. Hope this helps. Catherine asked me to give you a bit extra paperwork for Saif as well. Seems she's working on a new fancy project. I may see if I can be of service to her while there's downtime."
Oh? Shit, all right, thank you. So how's life treating you at the base so far? How are you liking it?
It's different. Wasn't expecting it to be this welcoming and warm. Figured it would be a more brash area, but not so friendly, to be honest. It's quite nice, actually. I'm glad I could join, to be honest. Again, thank you.
Hey, anytime. I'll get this to Saif, but would you like to chat a little later about some things? Perhaps a small get-together. Maybe a long one, who knows? Sound like a plan to you?
Sure, I don't see why not. Is something amiss, or?
Oh no, nothing like that. Just to chat is all. Talk about some things and whatnot. So I'll see you later then?
I'll see you then.
Zone nods, smiling, and walks off. She walks over to Abigail, who's leaning against the doorframe, watching from across the way. She looks to Zone as she approaches.
My love.
Abigail, my dear. Everything all right? You seem troubled.
Everything's fine. You could say. Zone, are you sure this is all right? That it's fine to, Isn't this a bit of a reach for her to be here of all things?
Why? It's fine. She's not in anyone's way. She's just new. Getting the ropes down is all. Trust me, she'll be fine. Is that what you're concerned about, darling?
Just seemed weird. But if you say it's fine, then I'll leave it be. I trust you. Just wanted to ask one last time.
So I had a question, not to switch topics so soon, but I just spoke to her personally, invited her to chat later. Would you care if I, per se, added her to our little circle, love? Put a ring on that finger, perhaps.
A ring? Already? Damn, that was fast.
Not upset? I thought you may get a bit angry about this since she did just get here.
No, my love. You're fine. I mean, she's got our, uniform down, you could say. Low-cut black tight jeans complementing her. Shockingly nice round plump ass, thick thighs, round chest. She's a sexy woman, I'd hit it. So I can understand partly why you'd want to put a ring on her too if she's fine with it. But one thing I want to make clear here. You know you don't have to ask me if it's okay to marry another woman every time, love. I understand respect and all, but I started this entire thing for you. To see you have more playmates and play toys around. More wives, love, and affection, attention all around. If you want to go up to a girl and propose to her on the spot and I'm not there, go for it. Just fill me in later that it happened, if that. I truly don't mind you just adding extra members when you see the chance arise. So, if you date her and marry her too, go for it. I trust you and your judgment. You're fine to just go and do it, no limits, restrictions, or rules. Just go all out, hun. It's perfectly fine with me. The idea was to spoil you with love and attention entirely. So, by all means, love, knock yourself out.
Well, all right. Just wanted to make sure. But, all right, when I speak to her later. I'll do just that. Ask her out on a date, and then propose the idea to her.
Just promise me one thing, Zone. One thing.
That would be what exactly?
That I get to hit it later and make out with her. Make moves on her for your personal enjoyment and view. Sound like a good plan, love?
Dear fucking God, Abigail. Are you trying to rev engines right here? Holy shit!
I'll take that as a yes then. Enjoy your date later, baby girl. I'm sure you're gonna love her, like you did my mother on her first date with her.
I don't know why, but I expected myself to be shocked hearing that. But you're literally married to her as well, so just, yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a nice long talk about it, personally.
Dear fucking God, okay. Before I get engines revving any more than they are already, I'm going to go and, do important stuff. Got papers for Saif, dear Lord.
If it helps. Black lace. Both of us.
I'm gonna go. Holy fuck!
Abigail laughs her ass off as Zone walks away. Later that evening, Zone is having a lovely chat with the new initiate.
So, I was wondering, would you be open to dating, possibly? Perhaps more? Not to be too forward and rush you. My lovely wife has a polygamy thing she has rolling. She's the one that started it. So, with all that being said, I was wondering if you would be interested in joining this and being part of it.
Polygamy? I'm guessing this means multiple wives? I mean, perhaps. It's not like it's going to be easy living a normal life with me, being here of all places. I never thought about marriage of any kind. Dating wasn't even on the radar for the longest. But are you sure about this?
Zone scoots closer to her.
I'm 100% sure if you would have me. I'll tell you what, we can go out on a date right now and you can make the judgment call based on that date. What do you say? Would you like to go out on a date with me?
I mean, if you're not bothered by it at all, I wouldn't mind trying it out. Sure. Let's go out on a date then.
Much later on, sitting on a park bench, the two sitting close, holding one another, leaned into each other, having a casual talk.
You know, after, well, everything, I'm shocked, really, to be here. Where am I at? More shocked you asked me out on a date. What made you ask?
You being adorable as fuck and trying your absolute hardest at the HQ with all your might. You seem like a softie, really. Don't take offense to that. I think it's lovely, honestly. I like seeing this side of you. It's lovely, really.
Not sure you would have said that before tonight, would you?
From before? Well, a hard ass is a hard ass, but thankfully your ass looks rather soft and round, so I think we're okay there.
Have you been looking, you cheeky little bastard?
I mean, when you have a nice ass like yours, it's rather hard not to, hun.
Oh, you cheeky little bastard, don't make me smack you.
Smack me where? My lovely round ass is prime for a nice spanking, go for it.
You're so cheeky, I swear.
And are you loving it?
I cannot, what is it you say, confirm nor deny this?
Oh my, I must be hitting a few buttons then, my dear. Someone is enjoying the atmosphere then.
Okay, fine. So maybe I do like you a little bit.
A little bit, love?
Okay, fine, a lot. A lot, damn it. A lot. Ha ha.
I see, at least you admitted it.
Be honest with you. Just to get this out there. To address the, obvious thing in the room. That saying you had the elephant in the room. I'll be honest with you, Zone. I didn't think I would see life like this. In fact, during that whole thing, Zone, why did you save me?
To be honest, love, it was because it was one-sided. I saw you stood no chance. You were down for the count. You had accepted your fate at his hands. My question: why did you allow yourself to be taken in by us? What made you submit?
Survival at first, but when I saw his fist coming towards me and I couldn't move, I just accepted my fate. But when I saw that shadow block out the sun and suddenly I wasn't hurt and I looked before me, I saw you leaned against me. You protected me, defended me. I was shocked, but I had never felt what I was feeling before. I felt something weird, strange, new. When I heard you tell the others, save her, and they came to the rescue without question, it made me think. Zone, I was defeated. My arrogance that day took me to a place that, just as he said, I wasn't going to come back from. I was beaten, defeated. He had me dead to rights. And then you stood in his way and helped me. It took me a long time to process that. I went along quietly because I felt it was smart to survive. But after I had thought about it, I realized something. That would have been the end. If it weren't for you and your team, Catherine, everyone. I had nothing but schemes and witchcraft before coming here. No real purpose, just tricks and traps. After that fight happened, I felt like I had been given a second chance. if it weren't for you showing compassion. That would have ended very differently for me. It was for survival, sure, but after some time alone, I realized what I had done and how reckless I was being. Being beaten that bad and realizing how it could have been over for me if you hadn't stepped in. It made me really think. I second-guessed everything. And it's why I went willingly. Sure, I knew you could protect me, but that whole thing, stuck with me.
It made you turn a new leaf, then, I see.
More than you know, but what made you save me?
It was knowing you were outmatched, Goliath.
A flashback happens. A major attack on the city is happening. Huge ships in the air, monsters all over the places, attacking everything. The city is overwhelmed. The team of 7 doing everything they can to fight back, going wild and blasting the monsters back, killing every enemy in sight, as massive loud shockwaves are heard in the distance. Multiple shockwaves erupt all over the sky and run through the barren wasteland of the outskirts of the city as Goliath and Zone have their ultimate confrontation. The two going neck and neck, and all out as they fight ruthlessly against each other.
You know you can surrender at any time, Wretch. Won't hold it against you.
Oh, please, Vermin. This planet burns tonight and you're going up with it.
It's okay to admit defeat here, Goliath. You won't win this fight. This war ends tonight.
Try me, you wretch. See what happens when you fuck with Goliath Wreath.
The two take off in a massive path of destruction through the fields and cliffs of the wasteland. Ships everywhere shooting lasers and weapons above as they're being shot down by jets flying by. The war is heating up. Explosions of ships falling from the sky happening as monsters continue to flood the city and dwindle away. The 7 starting to gain an upper hand as Zone fights Goliath alone. Goliath and Zone's fight stretches out all the way far from the city as the fight becomes even more tense than before. The ground cratering from the attacks, shockwaves breaking everything in sight. Both are neck and neck as they clash again and again. Goliath's rage showing in her attacks, Zone not losing a step against her. The entire planet's atmosphere covered in invaders as ships continue to fly in. Explosions happening as the FFG is firing off powerful weapons, shooting down even the distant ships beyond the atmosphere. The war has become but a haze of fire and ember as it floods the city. The 7 handling it as they can, gaining their upper hand with the FFG taking their shots at every monster in sight. Goliath and Zone break with a mighty clash, causing the ground to quake horribly, before the two jump back from each other and staring each other down.
Is this it? Is this what you wanted? A fucking meaningless war? For what? What will you gain from this, Golia? What?
It's none of your fucking business what I gain from this, you pest. Do not speak to me as if I'm ignorant. This war will burn your kind to the fucking ground, and I, for one, can't wait to watch it.
But for what, Goliath? For what? What do you plan to gain? Sadistic satisfaction? You're burning the entire city down for this. We have done nothing to you.
Is this a plea? Are you begging for your life, creature? I will end you quickly to watch it burn then.
Plea? Hell no. I'm trying to talk sense into you. I'll take you down, Goliath, but if I can avoid that, I will. I'm trying to give you a fucking chance.
You don't get it. I don't need a fucking chance. I need your planet to burn for me. I must have it. I want it. I have to see it burn for me.
Why? Is this part of the fucking bounty? Is it truly worth this much shit? You understand what you're fucking doing is bringing more attention to us all. Let's say you even fucking succeeded. Then what? You earned nothing. Nothing, Goliath. Nothing. All you get the same goddamn bounty on your head instead, and then you're hunted by every goddamn thug in the universe and other dimensions. Is that what you want?
I'll burn them too. Stop trying to reason with me. You're wasting your time and mine, Fight me or perish, creature.
Why would she need to fight you when you have your opponent right here?
Goliath looks over, and her eyes widen.
Oh dear God.
Who the fuck is that?
Judacia.
Judacia walks towards them both.
My name is Judacia, creature, and that woman before you is my opponent. Aren't you, Goliath?
Why are you here? Why? You shouldn't be here. This is nothing to you.
You do not get to choose what war I step into. I am the king of war and fire, and where I smell embers burn, I shall pass through. If the flames grow high enough, I will arrive. Now prepare yourself, Goliath. I'd give you my condolences for the loss of your father, but you will be joining him soon.
Goliath, step aside. Let me...
Bite your tongue, creature. This is not yours to choose. It is mine. Be patient. You're next in line. Prepare yourself, and don't disappoint me, Goliath.
Shit! Fuck! Okay, damn it, fuck. Let's go then.
Within an instant, Judacia is at her face and punches her hard. The impact is so great it creates a massive shockwave, destroying the ground and the surroundings nearby. Goliath stands no chance and is sent into a cliff nearby. She chokes, bleeding from the mouth. She looks ahead of her, and Judacia punches her gut, burying his fist within. She coughs out blood. She tries to punch him once, but he grabs her wrist, and with a strong, swift pull, yanks her out of the cliff and throws her to the ground with a mighty crack. She hits the ground so hard, she craters deep within the crust, only to be hit with another fist to the gut and pummeled before Judacia grabs her by the throat and throws her again into a giant rock, where she collides with a great crack. Rocks fly everywhere. She can barely move. He gets over to her with great speed and continues to pummel her into the rock. Meanwhile, Abigail and Catherine show up to the scene in Zone's car and sees the event taking place. Confused to what's going on, they call out for Zone on the radio.
Love, can you hear me? What's...
Stay back. Do not get involved. It's a third party. Stay back. And whatever you do, Catherine, trust me on this.
Trust you on what? Zone Hunt, what are you going to do?
Just stay back. And when I give the word, grab Goliath and bring her to safety.
Bring her to what? What do you mean? Zone?
Mother, as weird as this may sound, just trust Zone. I don't get it either, but just trust her on this.
I trust her, love, but I just don't understand why we're doing it. But fine, grab Goliath, on her word.
Judacia goes all out on Goliath, pummeling her into the rock further, her spitting up blood. She tries to stop and block, but his hits are so great she can't stop him. He punches her in her face and she loses all ability to even react and just lays her head back for a moment, looking at him. Judacia sees she's down and out and raises his fist, and with a mighty punch, brings it down full force and makes contact with a mighty clack, shaking and quaking the ground before him. The impact causing a major explosion of dust and debris. Goliath lays there motionless and shocked as she looks before her and sees Zone laying against her on her back. Zone holding Judacia's fist.
How about we call it there, eh?
Staring at him with a stern, focused, angered look. Judacia looks at her in surprise, his fist trying to push forward but is being pushed back. He's caught off guard by this. Zone takes the opening and sucker punches him hard in the face, sending him flying back a few feet and recovering his footing. Zone stands up and looks directly at Judacia. Judacia looks at her, shocked. He stands there and looks at his hand, and then her.
You're something different, aren't you, creature?
She's had enough, wouldn't you say? Fuckhead. The name's Zone. Fucker. Remember it.
I haven't had someone push me away in eons. You're the first I've seen to do that in such a long time, let alone your strength. You actually made me wince, and all this to protect your own enemy. Very interesting. Zone.
You were enjoying punching the living shit out of someone clearly underranking you, Judacia. You fucking scum. How about you take on someone who can handle your bitch ass? Someone like me.
Someone who can back up their talk. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm excited. Yes. For the first time in a long time, I feel excited. Tell me, Zone, who are you? Where does your kind reign from? I wish to find them all and kill them too after this. I want more of your kind to fight. You are intriguing.
And you're a fucking psychopath from the sounds of it. King of war and fire. Interesting. You want war? You've got it. I'm standing right here. Catherine, save her.
Now, Abigail, let's go.
Catherine and Abigail run over and help Goliah up, who's pretty banged up. They bring her over to the car and place her gently in the back. Catherine looking over at Zone. The two are staring each other down, and it's about to get crazy.
Be careful, love, please. Be careful.
It's fine, I've got this. Get her to HQ, help her. It's time I focus on this.
You are an interesting specimen. I will enjoy this. Zone.
Might as well. It's going to be one of your last. Let's get this over with, Judacia.
The two stand there for a moment before they instantly vanish with insane speed and begin to clash rapidly all over the area and skyrocketing upwards as Zone leads Judacia away from the area, letting Catherine and Abigail drive off. The fight intensifies. The rapid explosions of shockwaves become more and more fierce as time goes on, rocking the very surroundings around them. Their fight goes all the way up into space where the ships are attempting to invade and are heavily hit by the shockwaves. Zone uses the fight to have Judacia rip through the ships as she uses her own strength and his to rip through everything as the fight continues, destroying most of the ships in their wake. The fight zips through space before Zone finally begins to take it serious and begins to not only counter instead, but is now fighting back. The two going all out, as Judacia feels himself being neck and neck with Zone. He can't get ahead in speed as she keeps up with his every move, the two punching and blocking accordingly, not missing a beat. Almost a stalemate, but both are getting hit and also making contact. The fight heats up further as tempers flare up. Judacia's confusion annoying him as they fight harder and harder, every clash breaking meteors and debris around them. They zip through space so fast, the shockwaves leaving a trail all across the area. Meanwhile, back with Abigail and Catherine, Goliah lays helpless in the back seat, staring up at the sky from the window, the shockwaves and fight, seen from a distance, fading away. She watches as it fades, thinking to herself.
Why? Why did you help me? Goliah, the one who brought war to your doorstep. Why? Why did you give me mercy?
The car drives off into the city towards HQ. Back to the present. Goliah, laying her head in Zone's lap, on her back with her knees bent a bit, looking up at Zone as they continue to talk.
You stood there for me and defended me when I had brought nothing but death to your doorstep. Why, Zone? You know it would have been over if you just let him finish the fight. You know that.
Yeah? Well, something about him pissed me off. No offense, hun, but you stood no chance against him, his stature. He was ready. It just felt wrong watching him destroy you like that. He didn't even grant a chance for surrender. He just kept going. I'm not perfect. I killed your orc army without mercy as well. But that was for defense. Survival? Judacia was looking for a fight. He came to us. It's like he knew he could if he wanted, so he did. He wasn't doing it out of defense. He was doing it out of pleasure. And that's why he's been made public enemy number 1. Not long after our fight, which lasted for I have no idea how long. We fought on several planets and throughout space for what felt like hours before he finally broke off and laughed like a goddamn psychopath. He's clearly going to send troops our direction soon. He's not done here. But this time, I won't be merciful like I was with you. Some people can't be helped, and he's one of them.
How am I any different from him, Zone? I attacked you as well. I had nothing to gain either. What makes me worthy of mercy versus him?
Hun, you were angry, upset, and wanted revenge. You were acting out of emotions regardless of reasoning, frustration, the works. You were angry. He did it because of pleasure, not emotions. You have baggage. He just has problems, ones that can't be helped. There's a clear difference between someone who's struggling versus someone who's just doing it because they can. It's why I pleaded with you. Trash talk was there. I was angry as well. But I tried reasoning with you. I didn't want to have to end it, but if I had to, I would have. Defense is defense, but I try to give everyone I can a chance to surrender and change their path. But most don't, and they end up like Judacia.
Are you glad you gave me that second chance? Zone, what are your thoughts about me now?
My thoughts are, you are a sweet woman who needs love, lots of it. Someone to love her and care for her deeply. You need a family, one that will love you unconditionally, despite anything about you at all, past, present, or future. I think you need love. Lots and lots of love, hun.
Will that love come from you, Zone?
If you will have me, Galia. Yes, all of it and more. Much, much more.
I think I like the sound of that, Zone.
Shall we make it official? With a kiss then? Love?
I'd like that, please.
Galia sits up and sitting on her knees on the bench and leans in towards Zone. Zone gently caressing her chin and leans in to kiss. Galia leaning into it, returning the kiss. The two have their moment as the sun slowly sets in the background. Danger looms out in the stars above, and the lives of the seven only become more and more strange as time goes on. Threats of war once again on the horizon, as the torch is seemingly inadvertently passed to the new threat known as Judacia. But for now, Siren and its people rest, as the seven prepare and wait for Judacia's next move.
I love you, Zone.
I love you too, Galia.
So, Goliah, first date with our lovely wife. And now you're part of the circle, the crew. You'll have a ring in no time. But there is one thing I imagine you might be interested in doing with us.
And that would be?
Me and Abigail, and even Catherine as you know her. Well, you can call her Kat. We gotta, best way to put it. We gotta train you, teach you some stuff, show you the ropes, if you will. Dancing and all kinds of stuff. Are you down for that?
Dancing and stuff. I assume this is all for Zone and partying and for each other and all that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Mostly Zone, it's just a thing we do. But yeah, you get the idea. So you down?
Yes, sure, I'd love to. Teach me all you know. Anything for her.
Okay, sweet. Let's grab Abigail and maybe even Kat. And we'll get you started on a crash course tonight. Come on, let's go.
Sounds fun.